All right, so the update. The update is good. Got my part coming in tomorrow, and I'm going to be able to actually get around to actually pulling this bike apart and getting around to getting done. If everything goes to plan and no godly scenario happens and the postal truck gets screwed up, and then basically I don't get it until Saturday or Monday, worst case scenario, because it's not coming in USPS, it's coming up in from UPS, which everybody's got their bad stories with USPS where they lost a package or something like that, and then they don't want to use USPS anymore. I'm like, yeah, but no matter what carrier you use, it's called carrying. Sometimes shit gets dropped. And unbeknownst to people, USPS has actually got probably a better, small warehouses where they organize shit than any of the other guys. I mean, they got their shit where it's getting multiple scans. And I've lost 2 packages over the years with my businesses that are the result of USPS, but you know what? I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, when it comes down to it, I will allow them to lose a couple packages over an X amount of years period. Because basically if it's valued at more than a couple $100, then you're that's one thing. But if you're shipping somebody something that's less than $100, they'll give you 50. I mean, it's no big deal. I mean, you're getting some money back. I mean, that's what basically business is give and take. So sometimes you don't make a profit, big whoop-de-doo, but at least you got something back. And the majority of the time when you buy the prepaid boxes, and you could ship them into 48 states in 2 to 3 days with any weight that you can fit inside that box, it's a banging deal. You didn't do that. You probably paid probably $20 to ship a goddamn part that I paid him 70 for. Like I told you, he wanted 65, and I paid my PayPal dues on top of paying him 70. And so out the door, I probably paid $73 or something like that because of the stupid PayPal dues. That's the reason why I don't like using them. But I had no choice in this situation. So I did that to cover his end when it comes to, hey, maybe I can upgrade his fucking shipping. I left it up to him. I didn't fucking beg him to do it. I was just tip money, whatever. But yeah, he ended up losing out his ass to fucking ship this part, and I can guarantee he probably spent $20-something shipping it. Just stupid. He's not stupid. I'm just saying that's stupid. Because at the end of the day, he ships it. Once it leaves his door and it's got a tracking information on it, it's on my ass if it comes up missing. Because I possess it once it leaves his door. Most of you people won't agree with that, but that's how it is. He doesn't make the claim that he lost that piece or they lost that piece on him and then he gets his money back. I go to the post office and be like, look, X amount of dollars was in that box. I get X amount of dollars back. It might not be 100%, but I'm getting my money back somehow. And so just ship with USPS. Because I'll tell you one thing, FedEx and UPS, they lose something on you, you're screwed. You get the SOL slip. You basically their company will go out of their way not to pay you a cent. And then you'll find your shit on eBay like a couple months later when they pick it up off their floor at their warehouse. Yes, it's happened. And most people know the stories that have already been posted on the internet about it. So, at the grand scheme of things, I'm gonna, I don't know, I'm gonna probably do a small video tomorrow. Posting somewhat of a small video of the bike completely broken down. And then basically I'm gonna set up the camera rigs and actually record with like 3 different angles, and if I get one of those angles good, it'll be a non-edited video. But if I have to combine angles, then the video is going to take a couple days because I got to refigure out how to do video editing. And I don't know, I'm going to be learning as I go, because it ain't like it was back in the day. I got all these other options to use and everything. So, also kind of contemplating on actually selling the bottle rocket. I don't know. It's such a collectible bike. I don't know if I want to sell it though. But the market value on the Transition bottle rockets right now, the bike that's actually in the avatar for my account here, I could probably get about $2,000 for that bike easily, even though it's 10 years old. It's very sought after. And the thing about it is mine's fucking rideable. Like, unbeknownst to a lot of other people, they buy them and they basically just put them in their collection. They don't ride them because of the fact that basically they can't ride them like they used to when they previously owned one. Hence the reason why they collected one. Or it's the same one, but they don't ride it anymore because they bought a fucking, $8,000-$9,000 bike, which is probably better in their conditions of their riding. Like, the bottle rocket was a free ride bike, so basically, like, it's very limited on what it can do. It can't do downhill tech, even though I try to do downhill tech with mine all the time. It sucks at it. The front geometry is just not right for it. So basically, like, you're literally sitting behind the rear axle a lot of the time doing tech, which sucks because you usually need steering when it comes to tech. But my situation is I'm trying to, like, basically speed over holes that I'll go over the bars on. So basically I'm sitting way back. I've buzzed my balls and my dick multiple times doing tech with that bike, but it loves flow. That bike loves flow. Like, if you can have the balls to go down a black diamond flow trail and not hold the brakes, it will fly. And, it's kind of scary when you're my age because, I don't want to be that guy that has to be, like, jeeped off of the side of the mountain. But I'm figuring, like, I don't know if I'll be riding that next year. DH beat the shit out of me. Especially DHing with a 26-inch tire versus, like, everybody else is running a 27.5 and 29ers. And this is the big thing is basically most trails these days are designed for 27.5 and up. And it doesn't sound like that big of a difference, an inch and a half over a 26, but it wasn't just the tire size that changed when they switched over to a 27.5. To fit that 27.5, they extended the front end a little bit, aka the geo completely changed the whole bike. They basically, that longer, slacker thing, yeah, you compare a modern bike to my bike literally at any given day at a bike park looks like a 20-inch bike on steroids. I mean, it's that significantly smaller. Like, 26-inch bikes are a lot smaller than modern day bikes. So, aka when you do tech, it fucking sucks. Because the tech trails on most mountains, the staff, they don't maintain them. They just figure basically the more years go by, the better techie it gets, because the more ruts and stuff show up. And tech is about obstacles, and if they can give you free obstacles because of trail wear, they will do it. I mean, they're not going to allow it to be like, where like they had washouts and stuff like that. They'll go in there and patch that up and everything, but they're going to leave all those sections where the 29ers and the 27.5s went in there and basically ABS brake ate the whole thing up. And then you get the fucking speed bumps and shit like that on the course, which like at certain speeds on even tech will throw you over the bars, because your focus is on that front wheel in tech. In flow, your focus is that rear wheel because you don't want a case. But in tech, your focus is on that front. So speed bumps and brake bumps and like ruts into like tree roots and stuff is very scary on that 26-inch wheel. It's just nuts. I do remember like last year when I rode that in the Northwest Cup, a lot of guys were giving me basically props because of the fact that none of the older guys were riding 26 anymore because of the fact that it's too scary. And I'm like, this is all I can get because this is all I can afford. And, I got a good deal on it, and I rebuilt the shit out of it. It's not like I basically bought it off of Craigslist and instantaneously took it out on the mountain expecting it to be gold. No, I had to basically rebuild the front end, rebuild the rear shock multiple times throughout the season. I'd get like 3 to 4 weeks out of it because I was landing hard. And thankfully, because of the fact that basically it had the strongest wheels you could buy in 26 and had the strongest spokes, the wheels were not an issue. And they were riding on Chris King. So basically, like, the drivetrain of this bike is bulletproof. And the headset, also Chris King. And all the components, all Race Face and or Thompson. Like, it's a built bike. As I like to call it, it's a pro build, because of the fact that basically even a pro would be looking at that bike going, damn, that would be the shit 10 years ago. Basically 10 years ago, the bike itself sold for $3,000, and there's probably like $8,000 worth of shit into it, including the $3,000. So it's an $8,000 bike back then. I wish it was an $8,000 bike today, because it would help by getting rid of it. But I'll probably get rid of it for $2,000 and then cry about it for the next like couple weeks after it's sold, because they're really hard to get by. Hence the reason why basically like you expect it being 10 years old, I'd sell it for like $1,200. But this ain't no Huffy, and it ain't no like geriatric giant or Trek or anything that has no fucking history behind it. The Transition Bottle Rocket actually has a cult following. It's kind of like the what was it, Specialized Stump Jumper or whatever it was. Like their DH26, it's highly collectible. Like, those guys love those bikes. But the only problem with them is they snapped in the rear triangles all the time. Like, the rear suspension section of it, like the way that it actually was, there was a section of it that would actually just fucking ping. And but it's Specialized, so you just call up Specialized and they're like, yeah, here's another frame. No big deal. But that's where I'm at right now. Update tomorrow, and I will have more information to come. And the bike itself, all I'll say is basically this will be the bike build that I hope to see when I do a search engine result on Facebook and YouTube, to actually see people actually build mid-school bikes. This is the video that basically I would always expect to see, but nobody does them, because of the fact that they're like, yeah, I've restored my mid-school bike. And then you look at it and you're like, bro, you didn't put any brakes on it. Like, yeah, but I didn't have to because I went and bought a coaster for it. Be like, then it's not restored. I mean, my bike's not going to be completely restored. It's not a mid-school frame, but I'm building a mid-school-esque bike. So, you know, in the car community, that they basically, like, it's inspired by, you know, and it's like some bullshit ass fucking put together thing. No, this is going to be basically like a proper inspired by video where basically I build something that is going to be actually proper. Doesn't have all the bells and whistles that you modern guys have, but it's got other things on it that you modern guys lack. Like, brakes are really nice. When it comes to, like, doing, like, really techie, I want to say, put the swagger in the park, yeah, brakes come in handy. Your shoes ain't doing shit. Because, okay, let me ask you this. The fastest foot out there to do, like, you know, a stop wheel fashion, you're going to slam your foot down into that tire, and instantaneously, when you take it off the pedal and place it onto that tire, how long does that take? That's about 1.5 to 2 seconds. It might be less than that, but it ain't instant. Well, with front brakes, it's fucking instant. You want the tire to stop? It stops, and basically, like, you know, you do your thing. And it ends up helping out with pogo sticking and all sorts of other stuff. I mean, there's so many tricks. Like, this is the reason why, basically, at the end of the day, when I look at fucking modern videos and everything, and everybody's talking about tail whips, bar spins, and fucking fakies and shit, and I'm just sitting there going, okay, you guys are really good at, like, 3 basic ideas, but there's other things to do. I keep on forgetting the one thing is, all these modern guys don't run fucking brakes. So how the fuck are they supposed to do these more technical tricks? Because remember, to be technical, you got to be quicker. And you can't do that by jabbing your fucking feet into the tire. Not a prop, it's full. So build the video. Well, do the video of the build, and then probably, because this is North Idaho, it's probably gonna take like 2 or 3 weeks to actually do a park video. But I will definitely attempt it because of the fact that we should have a dry day in the next like couple weeks, but it's northern Idaho, so it's as close to Washington as you can get. Like, Washington's, like, for me, it's 20 minutes away. And you know what they say about Washington? It's either dry on the east side, it's kind of dry over here, but the problem is basically the reason why it's dry in the east side of Washington. Now we're talking about the state, we ain't talking about DC. The reason why it's dry is because on the ocean side, they have weather there, but then they have the mountains. And then from the mountains all the way to Idaho, Idaho has mountains. And because of that, basically, all the weather gets, like, I don't know, it gets pushed out of that area. So there's usually no weather in the middle there. I mean, when it rains, because it gets stuck inside there for a long time. Hence the reason why every single time I go to Washington, I got to come back to Idaho and give the car a car wash because of the fact that it gets so damn dirty. They don't clean their roads. But Idaho itself, I'm on the other side of the mountains. So, well, on my side of the mountains. Because all the way from, like, the northern aspect of of Idaho like it's just mountain-esque all the way across the country. We're talking about the first layer of mountains between here and Washington. I'm on this side of it. And it's kind of like not even mountains. It's like I'm separated by a fucking like a lake, I guess. Looks like a river to me. You can see the other side. It's a fucking river. It's not a lake. What the hell? So, that being said, build day will probably be tomorrow or Saturday. And then hopefully a ride day either the day that I build it or sometime between there and 2 weeks out. I don't expect to basically not make a video for 2 weeks after I put the bike together because I'm going to want to ride it. And even though I don't have baller tires on it, they're new, but they're Bell tires because I was too impatient to actually wait for bike shops to open up one day. So I was like, fuck it, I'll pay out the ass for shitty rubber. But you know what? I'm a firm believer in you get for what you pay, and I paid a lot of money for them, so they got to be good. No, they probably fucking shit. Shitty ass rubber you could probably buy. I don't know. But anyways, we'll speak again tomorrow. Wish me luck on the package.